Hello YouTube, and welcome to the very special Halloween edition of Rob's Arcade. As per usual, I'm your host Rob, and I'm sure you can all tell by my outfit what we're going to be drawing this episode. How about we have a look anyway? Hadouken! You guessed it, Player 2s. On this episode, we're going to be drawing Shaggy from Scooby Doo. When we're done drawing Shaggy, we're going to head on down to the Classic Game Showcase. But instead of playing an old school Scooby Doo video game, we're actually going to play a classic game that not a lot of Player 2s would have heard of and is perfect to play on Halloween. Hey, Scooby Doo! What's happening, bud? Dude, that's just blueberry, man. Now I know what you're thinking, Player 2s. This is the part where Rob yells zoinks and then runs away. That's not happening, Player 2s. This time I'm prepared. We say to take a second. Let's go check our supplies so we can get started with our art. Okay, Player 2s, let's start drawing Shaggy. We're going to use a two-step process. When I draw in pencil, I want you to press very lightly with your pencils. When we're done with that, we're going to take a black felt tip pen or black magic marker and ink over all of our finished work, but we're only going to ink over the lines that are necessary. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a giant bean shape. Kind of like a jelly bean, have it curve a little bit. So we have something very similar to this. When we're done with that, we're going to draw a curve right through about here, and then another one starting at the top, kind of curving a little bit, but going right down the middle. So these guidelines will help with placement of the facial features. After that, we're going to draw, starting right about here, we're going to draw an oval that overlaps everything right there. Now, if this seems like it doesn't make a lot of sense, if you just follow the steps, everything will be pieced together bit by bit. Starting right about here, a little bit above the line that we did, we're going to draw a curve. That will be for the nose. Over here, we're going to draw an oval that connects to this line and goes around like that. Starting right about here, I'm just drawing a little X just so my Player 2s know where to start from. We're going to draw a curve that goes around just right to the bottom of where we did our original bean shape. We're going to draw two lines down there. And if you can start piecing everything together, you can see that we have his hair right here, the back of his hair right there, we have his nose, and we have his jaw shape. We're going to start adding a little bit more details right now. Starting where the hair curves right here, we're going to draw a diagonal line, a slightly curved line, and then we're going to overlap what we drew right here. So this would be for a sideburn. Right next to about the middle of the sideburn, we're going to draw a little curve And then right above where the nose is, imagine an invisible line right here that starts right here. We're going to draw an upside down letter U. At the bottom of that upside down letter U, we're going to do a little curve, and we're going to put a oval right inside that little curve. So as you can see, we just drew one of his eyes. We're going to do something very similar to the other side. Keeping in line with this, we're going to draw a little curve here. The same thing with the upside down letter U. But we're going to stop partway there. And we're going to follow this line down, and we're going to draw another oval. The same size as this one, or as close as we can get to it. If I'm going too fast, player twos, don't be afraid to pause the video. I want you to work at your own speed. I move kind of fast just so for our more advanced player twos, but if you need to slow it down, that's not a problem. Everybody works at their own speed. Right about here, we're going to draw a little curve, and then over here, we're going to draw another little curve. Straight line here, going right to about the bottom of the bulbous part of the nose. We're going to do a little curve, and then we're going to draw another straight line right there. At this part of the lip, we're going to draw a straight line down. And starting over here, we're going to draw a curve. Goes all the way over here, extends a little bit past this line right here, and we're going to draw a small diagonal line there. Up here, we're going to draw the eyebrows. Curve at the back, like so. Like so. Close to the bottom. Over here, we're going to draw a line that goes all the way across. There we have his teeth. So you can see right now, all of Shaggy's facial features are complete. We have the guidelines for his hair, his neck, and his ear. All we're going to do is just add a couple more things here, and we'll be able to go on to the next step. So we're going to clean up the hair a little bit. So we're going to do a little curve that goes around his eyebrow. It goes down a little bit here, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3 lines. We're still going to stay within our original circle. So if we clean these lines up just a little bit, and I'm just doing this just to show something to my player twos, we should have a shape that looks like this. So I'm going to go around this line that we did over here very lightly, follow it, and I'm going to clean this up a little bit, make this closer to the head, and draw 1 little triangle, 2 little triangles, 3 little triangles, and then connect to there. Again, I went around here, 1 little triangle, 2 little triangles, 3 little triangles, and the final one right there. I'm going to draw a little curved line right here in his hair. And over here for the other side of his hair, I'm going to draw a curve with a little triangle and a kind of a curved line that connects there. So as of right now, we're almost finished with step 1. The only thing we need to add to do is 5 little hairs on Shaggy's chin. So again, all my player twos should have something that looks very similar to this. If you don't, that's okay. We all make mistakes. Pause the video. Take a good look at your drawing. Rewind it. Find your mistake. Go back. You can fix it. That's why we do things in pencil. You can just erase it right away and then move on. Now we're on step 2. Black felt tip pen, black magic marker. We're going to ink over only the lines that we need, which means these guidelines that we've already had on here are going to be unnecessary at this point. So I'm going to start with the hair. Also in this step 2, that since this is called the finishing step, you're pretty much finishing your drawing. So along the way, if you see something that looks a little off, you can fix it as you go along. But just remember that these markers are permanent. So once you ink it, you can't erase it. So be very, very careful with what you're doing. So right now I'm just going around the hair, the back of his hair, I'm going to draw his little ear here. I'm going to go around his head shape, on that bean shape. And his neck. 5 little hairs on his chinny chin chin. 3, 4, 5. Rest of his hair. His eyebrow. Shade that in very quickly. Now, since the hair overlaps the other eyebrow, you're not going to see the rest of it. So we're just going to go over the part that we can't see, because again, the hair would be in front, the eyebrow would be behind it. There's a little bag under his eyes, his eyeball, his eye shape, his other eye shape, a little line under his eye there, his other eyeball, clean that up just a little bit, his nose, his mouth, smile, there's our little points. One more line, and there you go. Player 2s, we have just finished drawing Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Take a couple minutes, let the ink dry, and pull out your erasers and erase all of the pencil line. Be careful not to smear anything, be careful not to rip your paper. Once we're done with that, you'll have a finished image. I hope you all enjoyed this class, and I can't wait for the next one.
Any fan of classic movie monsters will tell you that the games in the Castlevania video game franchise are some of the greatest games of all time. The original Castlevania game was first published by Konami for the Famicom Disk System in 1986, and then released in North America for the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1987. Players control vampire hunter Simon Belmont, who enters the castle of Count Dracula on a mission to destroy him after he suddenly reappears after 100 years. Armed with his trusty whip and various other items Simon picks up along the way, our hero must battle through 18 stages of platforming gameplay with the ultimate goal of defeating Count Dracula. This game spawned a series of sequels that appeared on numerous game consoles, as well as an anime, and a very goofy version of Simon Belmont appeared on the classic cartoon Captain N the Game Master. What many fans don't know is that there was actually a Castlevania arcade game. Released shortly after the original Castlevania game, Haunted Castle is a side-scrolling platforming game developed by Konami. Players once again control Simon Belmont, who embarks on a journey to rescue his wife Serena from the evil clutches of Count Dracula. Simon must battle through 6 stages, each concluding with a boss fight against a legendary monster before taking on Dracula himself. This game plays just like the classic Nintendo game and is extremely challenging. In this day and age, it's tough to find this game in an arcade, but interested players have a few options to play this game on home consoles. In 2017, Haunted Castle was released for the PlayStation 4 as part of their Arcade Archives line of digital releases, and it was also included in Konami's Arcade Classics Anniversary Collection, released digitally in 2019 for the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. If you're a fan of the Castlevania franchise or just enjoy classic movie monsters, I highly recommend checking this title out. But here's a bit of advice. If you find this game in an arcade, bring lots of quarters. You're definitely going to need them. Till next time.
That's a wrap on another edition of Rob's Arcade. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow. Also be sure to follow Rob's Arcade at the social media links listed in the description below. Now, as far as the next episode goes, I gotta tell you, after all this monster stuff from the past few episodes, I can't wait to do something a little different. Okay, maybe we'll do one more monster episode. Happy Halloween, Player 2s, and I'll see you next time at Rob's Arcade.